Welcome into This Week in Campbell Football, presented by Wilkinson in Sanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. Alongside the head coach, Mike Minter, Evan Budrovich, guiding you through this 8-game gauntlet heading into Big South Conference play. We also chat with the head coach about the value of traveling in suits as this team hits the road to North Alabama this weekend. Most importantly, Mike Minter played for the Carolina Panthers. He's reunited with the Panther and Reggie Howard, his secondary coach. We address the value of bringing a Panther back to Bowie's Creek. That's on this episode of This Week in Campbell Football. Mike Minter spent 10 years with the Carolina Panthers, 780 career tackles. You're reunited with your former secondary mate, Reggie Howard, in the early 2000s, who played with you for Carolina. What's the value of bringing Reggie from Memphis and having him back in your secondary group?
Well, the value is he understands what it takes to be a champion. He understands what it takes to go from 1-15 and go to the Super Bowl 2 years, later. He understands the mindset of a champion, and those are the things that he brings to the table. And he's going to be able to help us get better on defense. He's going to be able to train these corners in the secondary on how to make plays, not just play the position, but how to make plays at the position. And he's going to bring a toughness to our football team and to our defensive staff. And so all those things is, I know that's what he will bring to our football team. So, I was selling it hard for him to come here. He didn't have to. He was at Memphis where he played college ball at. And so, I did everything I can I should say everything I could to get him to come work here at Campbell, and I did a good job because he's here.
Reggie Howard in Super Bowl 38 intercepted Tom Brady. Crazy to think with his 7 Super Bowl titles later, you were part of that game on defense. For you two to have that winning mentality and coming to this defense, how does it help improve your unit?
Well, again, you're playing against the best in the world, and Tom Brady being now the best quarterback at the time, we didn't know that, but the best quarterback to ever play the game. To win the championships that he's won over the years, and I think it's 7 now. That's ridiculous when you think about that. But Reggie, he's a worker. He gets it, and he was going to make plays all year long for us, and he was a big reason why we was in the Super Bowl, and why our secondary was really, really good. Is because of his toughness, his mindset, and his ability to make plays.
Coach Howard in this defense leads you into a final 8-game stretch, including 3 ranked opponents in the month of October. So how does this football team get ready for the final stretch of the season?
Well, we just got to take it one step at a time, right? We can't win all 8 games today. And so what we got to do is be able to win today. And I think that's the most important mentality that we can have as a football team headed into conference play. Our conference is good. You got 3 top 10, top 25 teams in your conference, and all 3 of them playing well. And so now you start on the road at North Alabama, the place that really started the 10-game losing streak, and we got a chance to go down there again and change what happened last time in 2019. So it was a tough fought game, and this team is tough, man. They're gonna play real well on defense and make the plays that they have to on offense, and we just got to take care of ourselves. Everything is about you, week in and week out, and we just got to continue to get better every day. We can't get better just on Saturdays. We got to get better on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, each week.
You mentioned the growth of this football team, and it starts with the quarterback, Hajj Malik Williams. You mentioned last week his health is crucial to your team's success. How is Hajj recovering this week in practice?
Oh, he's fine. We held him out for, just to be safe, but we also know we got in Wiley as a backup, and so give him an extra week of rest so he can be ready to go for conference football play. So it's great to have him back and back in the huddle and leading the show.
We see those touchdowns here, 17 touchdowns in Big South Conference play in 2019. How does he make your offense more dynamic come league play?
Well, I think he's going to make it dynamic no matter who we playing because of the fact that he can run with the football. He can get the ball to our playmakers, get it in their hands in the right spots. And he's a great leader. He's a guy that pushes the offense, you know, to levels that they might not want to go. And so when you have a quarterback that's very competitive, that has great leadership and loves to win and knows how to win, then he presents a lot of problems for the opposing defense.
Talk about problems. Look at that run against Kennesaw State in 2019. This Friday, your team travels, your favorite number, Coach, 667 miles from Raleigh-Durham Airport to Florence, Alabama. What is the best part about traveling in a charter plane to provide your football team?
Well, you don't have to wait on anything. Anytime that you're going on the road and you're getting ready to play an opponent, what you don't want is distractions. So you try to eliminate everything that you can so the guys can be as comfortable as they can so they're not distracted by things that does not matter when it comes to playing football. And so when you charter a flight, you just drive up, you get on the plane, and you leave. If you're doing it any other way, you might have to have, you know, connecting flights. You got to go through the airport. You got all. That's a lot of distractions that you don't need I believe, as a football team. And so,
Mike is a former NFL player who every week went on the charter plane to New Orleans, to Tampa Bay, you name it. What does it say about your football program to be able to charter to North Alabama?
Well, that's the athletic department, right? That's the school. That's the president and President Creed. That's the boosters and everybody who gives to the football program. That's what that is, right? That shows everybody we committed to winning. We committed to making our organization great outside of just playing the game. And that speaks well to recruiting. You know, I mean, who gets the charter flights all the time? It's not a lot of FCS teams that can do that. And so we want to be able to show that we world class in everything we do.
This trip to North Alabama, one of 2 charter trips this year. And Mike, not only is it a charter trip, it's about dressing for success. So let's check out where you dressed against Troy 2 years ago, because you have a mandate in your coaching staff. These coaches must look good to play good, and they seem to dress pretty well. Why bring that standard to your staff?
Well, I think you hit it on the head. I think when you look good, you know, you're going to perform well, and if you perform well, it pays well. So, you know, that's the.
Is that a 46 large, by the way, Coach?
Well,
My goodness.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. You know, I just, you know, get the suits that they give me and I put them on.
Let me see, special teams coach Stephen Williams. He was dressed for success a couple of years ago.
Oh, absolutely. You know, my man Steve from Harvard, he's going to bring a flair and a touch to everything that we do. There go Nick Grimes, our offensive coordinator, you know, walking with a lot of confidence with his beautiful wife. And so great job by him. And then, you know, these are football players. They're going to come not in suits. They're going to come in their travel suits.
But what does it mean for players when they can walk up to a plane like we're seeing in these clips and have that much luxury on a random road trip like to North Alabama?
Well, it means everything. Again, that means that the Campbell University is going to take care of you and do it right. And so when players get an opportunity, and sometimes the first time they ever get to fly is on charter flights like this.
A new twist to this year's game. North Alabama is an official Big South opponent, so it counts in the conference schedule. When you watch the tape on the Lions, what's the most important key to success against North Alabama?
Well, we got to score touchdowns. When we get in the red zone, we got to convert to touchdowns. That's going to be very critical in this football game. You know, their defense is probably one of the best in the Big South. They have a lot of great football players on that defense, and so we're going to have to win one-on-one battles. I think that's going to be very important for us to do that. And then defensively, we got to stop the run. We got to deal with stopping the run. If you can make these guys one-dimensional, that'll help our calls on defense. And you know, we got to stop the screens. They're going to throw screens, and we got to run and tackle the football when they do that, and create some turnovers when we get an opportunity to do that. Now, that's easier said than done, but that's the keys to success to try to win this football game.
The last time Campbell went to North Alabama, it came down to the final seconds, and UNA kicked a game-winning field goal. How does this football team, we've mentioned learning to win. Yep. What's important about this matchup to help your team learn to win on Saturday?
Well, you're on the road. I think that's one. It's a conference game. I think that's two. And you're playing a great opponent, a defensive team that can run the ball, create, plays on offense in the passing game, and got a great special teams. They got a great punter, and so they can flip the field every single time when they kick the football. And so what we got to do is we got to go into that environment. We know we done been there, and we got to play sound, solid football where we running and tackling. It's about us. It's not about anybody else. And you don't get no redos. This is it. It all counts. And so we got to be at our best come Saturday at 6 o'clock.
This is the final time Campbell and North Alabama will meet as Big South opponents. So a chance to start 1-0 in the conference. And Mike, you've mentioned your television career. We found some footage from you on the Christian Broadcast Network and the NFL Network. I want your thoughts on Mike Minter, the TV analyst. How did you perform in those roles?
I did not like it, right? I didn't like it at all. That's why I didn't do it too much. I think I did it for a couple years. I did some ESPN and then some NFL Network. And that just wasn't, me. Now, that's just me being interviewed and, people wanting to know about me. So interview is real easy, Evan, because that's what you're doing with me right now. Now, when you start talking about doing the ESPN and NFL Network, now that's totally different, man, because you got people in your ear telling you what to do and what to say, when to say it, blah, blah, blah. So that takes a little bit more talent.
By the way, I missed the fashion of the early 2000s with the baggy jeans, by the way. That's very unique, Coach.
Yeah, man. That's Mike Rucker right there, defensive end that played with me with the Panthers. And so, that's the 90s look. So, Evan, I think you was born in 90, right?
93.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I missed, that was my prime peak years right there, as you were making 780 tackles in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, Coach, thank you for the blast from the past. This Saturday, 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern, Campbell versus North Alabama. It's the final Big South matchup and the opening game of conference play, so very important for this man. We'll break it down next week and give you all the recap from Campbell and North Alabama on This Week in Campbell Football.
Hi, I'm Coach Mike Minter, head football coach at Campbell University. If you're looking for a new car, go check out my friends at Wilkinson, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC in Sanford. Go where I go, Wilkinson in Sanford. Proud supporters of Campbell Athletics.